Oh, hey, Johnny. 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 Black Sparrow?
Oh, hey, what's up, Jay?
I hate you so much.
It is I, the Black Sparrow.
You look more like Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows than whatever Black Sparrow is.
Do I?
Yes.
Good day to you, sir.
A good evening to you.
Speaking of which, I finally caught up of What We Do in the Shadows. They're like 10 episodes in. Better than season 3, not as funny as 2. So, I'm okay.
I had a coworker berate me because I haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows yet. Like, they went off. They were like, "How have you not watched it? You got to watch it right now." Like, it was like a full interrogation, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" It was like the first thing they said as I walked in.
Were you like, whoa, 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 whoa? This is not my Batman cup.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And you're wearing Bruce Willis. Who is that? The Batman.
Yeah, the best version of the Batman, George Clooney, baby.
Ah, good. That's my favorite version as well.
Yeah.
Or Val Kilmer, depending on how I'm feeling that day.
Aren't they the same person?
It's the same movie.
Those are so bad.
So, Jay, before we go through our character creation of the Black Sparrow, what's been going on? How's our TV predictions? We had some TV shows drop. Sorry, streaming shows.
Yeah, so I was all in on Lord of the Rings. I was like, Lord of the Rings is going to be the greatest show of the last 10 years. It is going to, like, Amazon knows what they're doing. The world of J.R. Tolkien is so good. I watched
visually, right? It was stunning. I was with you. I was like, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I watched the first episode, and I was so bored. Like, it was
Wheel of Time bored?
Like, worse than Wheel of Time. Like, worst show I've seen in 10 years. Like, I was so bored, and I'm so uninterested. There's a scene, it's minor spoiler, but Galadriel at one point is fighting this ice troll, and she's just like, zero expression, kills it in 2 seconds. Like, it's not a challenge for her. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but, like, I loved watching Aragorn fight because, like, he always looked so concerned. You know what I mean?
So you would rather see the Black Sparrow fight. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. Good, I'm glad we're on the same page on this. Good.
Oh, yeah, well, I saw you wrestle that random person at the park, you know?
All right, well, let's save that one for later. That was a different thing.
Okay, oh, yeah. So, yeah, no, I'm pretty off the Lord of the Rings train, and I am back on, well, I shouldn't say back on, I am on the Game of Thrones train. House of the Dragon, so far, if the 3-episode streak continues, it will be the greatest show I've ever seen, which is a bold...
How I know me and your significant other really loved...
Game of Thrones.
Oh man, why am I Game of Thrones? Wow, sorry, I've been up way too much. Game of Thrones, we were huge fans. Yeah, words, no word.
Glad we're not playing catchphrase, dude. You have a shrine
of Jon Snow behind you, idiot. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. But you know what? We loved it. And how are you on Game of Thrones?
So I watched like a lot of Game of Thrones, but it was a little too risque for me. I'm a little bit of a sensitive boy to some of that stuff. And some of the character deaths were a little too brutal for me, like Robb Stark, his death. So I was starting to get into the show, and then Robb Stark was...
the Red Wedding, I see.
Yeah, that episode hit, and I watched it, and I was like, I think I'm just going to, like, pick and choose my episodes from now on. So I've seen a good chunk of Game of Thrones, but I am watching House of the Dragon religiously. I love this show.
Good. And then we have something coming up in the next weeks. Something about Star Wars.
Or where they gave it the biggest budget of all the Star Wars shows. For some reason, we still don't know.
I was talking to somebody, and they went to Rogue One, got re-released in the theaters, which is smart to get people excited again. And they said there was an extended trailer for Andor, and they're even more stoked for it now.
Really? It was that good?
Oh, yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah. So I need to... We'll do a full cast, right, on both House of the Dragon, What We Do in the Shadows, and Lord of the Rings. But that's our quick
Once
preview.
Everything is there, we'll do a recap.
Right.
Summer, fall recap.
We might, if I can get you to start watching House of the Dragon, we might even be able to do like an episode by episode review, just like 10 minutes. But
you know how I feel. Me, bingey boy. That means that one who likes to binge.
Yeah, I need to bribe you with delicious snacks in order to get you to do
How about you watch Shadows like a normal human being, and I'll watch that one, and we'll catch up.
How about you trade? I'll watch What We Do in the Shadows if you trade me Cooper Cup.
Real fantasy. Done. Fingers crossed, sucker.
So just as an FYI, Johnny and I are playing each other in fantasy football this week, and Johnny he was in a draft position above me, and he picked my little Cooper Cup. So Cooper Cup is playing against me, and I've had Cooper Cup for the last 5 years, pretty much every year in fantasy, and he is currently dominating me. He is smashing me. So I started off the podcast with the Severus Snape quote of, "You dare use my own spells against me, Potter." Potter.
Well, don't stand me up on a cast, man. I hold grudges for years.
You're disloyal, Johnny.
I'm still mad that you didn't cast with me 6 months ago, 2 hours ago, 3 minutes ago. Still mad about that.
You mean 6 days ago?
No, I meant 6 months ago. That one's coming soon. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I have a chart.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I bailed on Johnny last week, and he's been very mad. He hasn't forgiven me.
Yeah, I drafted extra hard.
I'm on his naughty list. He was like, you know what? Cooper Cup, first pick.
I did the Howard Ryan from The Office.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Ren Fair, Black Sparrow.
Ren Fair, 'tis the season. I don't know what I was doing over there. But yes, come one, come all, to the magical realm of Ren Fair. I went last year, and then you and me went 3 years ago, because I didn't have it for
2020.
So, yeah, it was almost the start of our podcast, a sense of when we went to Ren Fair together, because that's when we realized our nerdom overlap. So it's a meaningful place for us.
Yeah.
The Ren Fair. So we finally were able to bring the cast together, because I think you were out of town last year. Anyway, to Ren Fair, and boy, oh boy, did it not disappoint.
It was nuts, dude. So I thought, just based on the video last year from Chris, I was like, oh, it's just going to be kind of a casual thing, maybe 2,000 people, not that many. It was probably 20,000 people there.
Yeah, we went 2 nights. As we said in the video, little hack. Our video's up on YouTube nights, so after you listen to us, watch the video again, because you watched it once. We went the first night, which wasn't as busy, and then because we went the first night, you're able to use your pass again the next day, Saturday, and I'm so glad we did, because we bypassed a 2-hour line to get in.
Dude, it was unreal. Yeah, the first day was not very busy at all. It was just chill, have a good time. And then the second day, we couldn't even find parking. Johnny took 15 minutes to finally find parking.
15 minutes, and I still was like, you know what? I'm going home. I would have gone home.
Yeah, if we hadn't had a pass, I would have just turned around and gone home and been like, I can't do this. I'm not sitting in a 3-hour line.
Yeah, to go into a hot place and. But I mean, we did. People recognized us. I will give us that. We were recognized
by 2 people, more really.
Well,
but
3, multiple people.
Right.
So when we walked in, we ran into our favorite Evermorean.
Oh yeah, dude, he loves us. The only guy in Evermore with an accent.
Hello, nuts. Yes, hello. He's British. Yes, hello, nuts. How are you? Yes, hello. Come to Evermore again. Yes, we appreciate you. Yes. Oh. I made him sound more old school, New England rich, but he's full British.
Right. I'm sure he's in mourning right now with the death of the Queen.
I mean, R.I.P. Queen Elizabeth, man. She's OG. Literally, OG.
Yeah, she's old.
But yeah, we ran into him, and he, was happy to see us. And we one of my favorite times of year is Evermore in October, which we'll see them again. We promised to see them and put that arm away. Those listening, Jay keeps flexing his arm because one time I told him his arm looked as big as mine, and now he won't let it go.
Yeah, it's true. It only happens on this camera. It makes my head look huge, but it also makes my arms look okay.
Worth it. So we talked to him, and he told us to see him at FanX, which we're excited for. So we're gonna do our Evermore interviews at FanX coming up. So that was fun. That was it. Every time we go into anywhere, we spot him.
I know, it's so funny. We have a magnet, and we beeline it to him. I mean, he's 6'5". Yeah, he's huge.
And he remembers us, and which is actually cool, because how many people go to that park? How many people video stuff right there?
Yeah.
But hello, nuts. Yes, hello.
He'd been there for 6 hours already, and it was 100 degrees. You could tell he was so tired. But he gave us a casual smile. He was happy to see us. Just
No, I take it as a win because British. He's British. Like every time we see, him, he's like, "Hi, hello guys, yes, come in, record, come in."
Is he British?
Yeah, full on.
Okay, I thought he was like, I can never tell those accents. I thought he was like a New Zealander.
No, he is, because we joked about all the British accents, and he's like, yes, it gets old.
I thought it was New Zealand, but I guess, oh well. They're all the same to me.
Wow.
Austria, well, good day, mate.
It's like a Community when Pierce is like, I can do any accent, name a country. Russia. Yeah. Anyway, he moves on.
Exactly. I was gonna ask you give me a rough estimate. How many people do you genuinely think were there on Saturday?
No, easily 20,000, and we were there at noon, and of course, we had one of our dear friends have his wedding, so we didn't stay the whole day on Saturday. But I had friends who stayed, and it stayed consistent because it's Saturday, right? Saturday's easier. You're not at work. You can bring your family. It's a very family-oriented. There was so many people dressed up. Oh my heavens, and I love that.
It was crazy, like full-on nights. There were people like marching in like full, what would you call that? Like a small group of knights, like a full battalion. Not a battalion, that's too many people, but a clump of knights. We'll call them a clump. There were like 10 or 15 knights all decked out. And this was multiple. These were just casual showing up. This wasn't like paid actors or whatever. And they're in full steel plate armor, walking around. Like, it was crazy. We saw the Queen there. Again, going back to the Queen, there was like a full royal family that marched around. I don't know if you remember them, but... And then there was a full battle of people in full plate armor. We apparently someone almost died on the on the what do you call that?
The jousting.
Jousting, yeah.
So tell him what happened on the joust, because that was kind of funny. We finally meet up with each other.
Yeah, and this
the first night. It was Friday night. Me and Jay find a spot. We're like, let's get some footage of people jousting. Totally. We get some footage. We don't need that much footage, right?
Okay, quick sidebar. As I'm filming, I look over and this lady's wearing a very provocative shirt. Like we said this is family friendly. It is. This is the one family friendly person there who wasn't family friendly.
It was those corsets they wear that women would wear at the time to help their bosoms be more prominent. There you go.
Yeah, but it was like pulling down her shirt. Anyway, it was really over the top. And I like look over.
Tall. She was just a little shorter than you.
Right. So I look over and like I like double glance because I can't help it. And Johnny V-lines on me instantly. And we pull a Community sidebar like.
Did we just? Is that right? Is this?
Like,
those viewing on YouTube can see our reactions. Those listening, we just kind of give a face like, "What is that? Are we seeing the same thing? What's going on?"
Is this allowed?
and I'm like, on a good day, I'm like 5'6", and I just turned. I could have turned my head, and I could have been blinded by some lights.
Yeah,
she was right next to me. If I would have turned wrong.
Yeah, we were like, "Is this allowed?" Like,
we would have to change our rating to TV-14 after that. Footage.
So we were filming the jousting, though, during all of this. Go back to the filming. So we're filming jousting, and, like, after maybe 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, something like that, I'm like, I think we have enough footage. Like, we've seen them hit each other 4 or 5 times. Let's take off. So we take off, and then we circle back and meet up with Coleman, and Coleman's like, you guys, were you there for the jousting? One of them got knocked off their horse, and, like, a splinter came flying off and gashed their face, and so they were lying on the ground out of breath. They needed to be helped up, and they were bleeding everywhere. And I was like, oh... I should have gotten that footage.
Just missed it by minutes.
Yeah, what a bummer for them. I mean,
bummer for them. They could have been on TV, YouTube TV.
But if we were gonna catch it, if it was gonna happen, it would have been nice if we could have caught it, you know.
But either way, good to see that live, and good to see the guy was all right, as far as we know.
Right. Seems like he was. He got helped up. I'm sure people
there wasn't any ambulances or anything. But that was our first journey there, and our main goal at all Ren Fairs, since Ren Fairs began, is our one true obsession.
Are you talking about the shield?
What is our obsession, Jay?
There's this guy who built shields our first year at Ren Fair, and he was like jacked to the tits. He was so big and strong, and he was making his own shields, and we're convinced he was a deity because we've never been able to find him again. We search up and down at the park every year, can never find him. Not even like participating, so we have no idea where he went, but it's always disappointing. He was probably he was taller than me. He was probably 6'2". He probably weighed 200 pounds exactly of just pure muscle.
Handsome. He's just handsome.
He was way handsome too. Yeah. And I think we told him that too. I think we freaked him out. We're like, dude, what are you doing here? Like, you're so handsome.
We fangirled so fast.
I know, it's so bad. Just melted.
if Knights, you have followed us, me and Jay are not above fangirling hard. Like the flamethrower from the Evermore park. That kid who goes shirtless.
Oh,
we
yeah.
fangirled hard on him. So we're not above fangirling. So our whole mission, we had 2 missions. One for him, and then one, what was it? The Thor's hammer.
Oh, yeah, we were in pursuit of Thor's hammer. Last year, our Master of Metal, Chris, lifted Thor's hammer, very strong. And I really wanted to try. So we searched high and low, and we found his friend, but he wasn't there, so kind of disappointing.
Yeah, a lot of people were wanting to do that, lift up the hammer. So hopefully they hear this and they come back next year, because they would have made it was triple the patrons.
It was unreal, dude. I did not expect that many people. It was kind of disgusting. It was like, wow, COVID is truly gone. We ran
into some old friends. I ran into 2 coworkers, which was random because we all work at a gym, and they were shocked to see me. I'm like, why? Anyways, I walked into my new coworker, and his girlfriend flew in from Arizona, and I was like, dude, you're here. And he's like, she made me dress up, and I felt dumb. But now I would feel dumb if I didn't dress up.
No, That's so true. It's becoming. It's so true. Yeah, So I dressed up one day, and then the next day just repped Deadlight Nerd stuff. But the one day I dressed up, like, everyone was commenting on my nice bow and all this other stuff. Blah, blah, blah. You're so handsome. Wow, do you make shields?
You're so dreamy. Lose the Black Sparrow. I get it.
Yeah, right. No, they were like, who's your friend?
Yeah, we ran into our...
who's the dark, mysterious warrior?
Friend, so.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. Cassandra. I love her cameo in our video that we had, that Nick Kroll clip.
Cassandra, yeah. There's also a Bob's Burger where the doctor is yelling Cassandra, and then Gene hops in, Cassandra! And then they just start yelling that name.
Oh, we should have put that in too. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, well, you don't listen to me when I'm in cosplay. I've come to learn.
Oh, yeah.
You take me too seriously.
It's true. All I can hear is, I'm a knight. I'm a ranger.
I'm a knight. I'm an archer. Black Sparrow. I'm still undecided about him.
I see your mouth moving, but all I hear is, we should track deer later in the woods. Venison is good for the king. I am the king's hunter. All these things, like, just come out of your mouth. Even though you're telling me, like, who knows what, you know?
That's pretty much our adventure there. Yeah, that's what we did. What I did notice this year, though, the amount of Dungeons and Dragon dice.
Dude, everyone and their mom was selling dice. Are dice that lucrative? Like, what's going on? Everyone and their mom was selling Dungeons and Dragons dice there. It was like every other booth.
Last year, even the first year we did it, there was barely one booth of someone selling some dice. And this year, there was a row, its own little back row of dice, mats, and then even on the other side, the friends that we made.
Like 50 tents. When Johnny says a row, he means like 50 tents.
Yeah. And then there was, next to our artisan beverage, we had the artist that we featured. I bought some of his pins. He had some cool dice. We're gonna do some stuff with him on FanX too.
What's funny is someone was like, "Who are you guys with?" And we're like, "Oh, Deadlight Nerds." They're like, "Oh, we modeled some of your merch." And we're like, "Whoopsie!"
Oh yeah, thanks for doing that.
I remember you, but
yeah. And then I saw someone was like, "Hey, weren't you guys at FanX?" And we were like, "Yes, we were."
Yes. That's the thing. We recognize like 50 people from FanX is the thing, because it went like the overlap is so hard in Utah. You know, so we talked to a bunch of people at FanX and we recognized them. It was a lot. There were a lot of people that we knew and that knew us.
We were happy. We were happy they were out.
Yeah, you know, first time they've left the basement in
it was my first time leaving the basement since FanX.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Like, I work from home, so you know, what do I do to get out? Nothing.
I mean, you live in a loft. Why would you ever leave it?
Exactly, yeah. I just do virtual reality when I want to go places.
It's just safer that way. Stay indoors and live.
I turn into the dean, you know what I mean? Like, I just completely get completely swept away.
I don't quote season 6.
The worst VR you've ever seen.
Oh, Jeffrey. But yeah, Friday was really fun. Saturday was just hot, man. It was more power to those people who went. I think you and me lasted 2 hours, and I was shocked we lasted that long.
Yeah, I was really grateful I wasn't wearing my there's a heat spell. I was really grateful I wasn't wearing my like tunic thing that I wear with my bow because it's a long sleeve. It's kind of thick. I don't know what's going on in Utah, man. It's like 100 degrees today. It's been hot. It's been a hot September.
All week, man.
Nervous for FanX when we have to wait outside in a line to get in.
We should have just paid $500 for a booth just to walk in.
I think it was was it 500 overall or was it?
It was like 300 just for the booth rental. It wasn't.
It was more than that. It was like 500 or 600.
I don't remember. I mean, we could have just gotten like a one chair booth in the corner just to get in quicker.
I think we split it so it's 300 each.
I don't remember. I don't talk money. It's improper to talk money over podcasts, sir.
I guess. All I'm saying is we're poor. Someone buy us a booth.
All I'm saying, yeah.
Just let us in for free, FanX. Make us VIPs. Come on.
We're already there. We're freaking press. We are the press.
Yeah, it's true. We should get press badges for, like, I don't know why they don't. What the heck?
Pretty sure we will. We'll qualify. I just want to get in quick. I don't even care about pay. I would pay. I just want to get in quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll figure that out because it won't be as busy on Saturday's always busy on FanX.
So having done Ren Fair, Johnny, is there anything with FanX that you really want to do? Like anything we didn't do that you want to do at FanX? Or any lessons learned?
No, I mean, the only thing I want to do more at FanX is interview more people. Because we interviewed a few, which was fun. Caught up with a few. I feel like it's way easier. And we shot a little bit of skits. Like, our little video was really funny. You tipping the statue that comes to life. My little Mona Lisa gag I did. That was really well timed. My little face like, oh, Mona Lisa, hey. That was really well done. So the only lesson is to do more.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is FanX will be indoors in an air-conditioned room, so I won't burn out as quick. Like, I was so freaking hot. We did, like, 2 laps, and I'm like, dude, I know we've gotten a lot of good footage, but, like, I'm about to pass out. Like, we gotta go.
Go somewhere cold. Yeah, I'm excited, and we're going to be a little bit more well-known at this FanX. So, it's funny. Vendors do remember you, so we'll be remembered.
Yeah, I think so. And we made a lot of friends last time, so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I can't believe it's been a year, dude. It feels like it was yesterday.
It feels like yesterday where you and me were like, this cast isn't going to work. Let's break up.
Yeah, let's break up.
I had people asking if we're doing a booth again, and I'm like, it was good, but we just didn't have fun. We had more fun interviewing. We want to have fun this year.
Yeah, I mean, it would, again, like, we wanted to pay for a booth just so we could get in early, but we didn't actually want to have to man a booth. Like, that was... That was more work than my full-time job. I felt like Michael Scott. I haven't worked this hard in a year. Like, that was literally me.
Since YouTube came around.
So, since we're not paying for a booth, what are some big things you're thinking of buying at FanX? Are you going to buy a lightsaber? Art is the big one?
Art for sure, because art is easy. I want to maybe get dice. I don't know. There's some cool local vendors, right? So that... I'm drawing a blank on their name. They're Elkwood. Anyways, Wormwood? I bought their buttons.
Wormwood?
No. The one who was next to the one that let me roll the dice.
Oh yeah, it's Elk something. It's not Elkwood, but it's.
They're really cool. We'll get their name proper. But we'll interview them. They have really cool like they have an Etsy page. We'll broadcast all this with their own like notebooks, dice, pins. They have a lot of really cool stuff. So I want to get these local guys. I want to support them. Yeah,
they're cool. I'm going to look them up real quick.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. One of my favorite artworks we got from the booth next to us. I forget her name. Super cool girl. And it was $5. Remember that pack she had of $5?
Yeah.
It came with some Link stuff. It came with Cap and Bucky.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was like, that to me is really cool because we can give that out as gifts. I want to just run in, talk to people, hand out stickers, just have fun.
Yeah, it's called El Amico.
There we go. I was not close at all.
ELK was in the word.
Yeah, really cool guy though. Like, I had a blast talking to him. Super nice. Really like D&D. So.
Yeah, I swear we've seen that guy like a million times before. Like he's got to be a traveling like.
We were Friday night next door recording a little bit. The booth next to him. And then the next day we were there. He's like, "Hey, you guys are back." And I'm like, "I'm glad we're that we stick out like a sore thumb."
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think we're very memorable, Johnny. The Black Sparrow strikes again.
And then, and I just hope this year for FanX, I don't get recognized by R.R. Martin looking old dudes with hats. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I got like 5 in a row. Where do I know you from, man? And I was like, please tell me. I don't know. I don't.
It literally was like 3 or 4 times. Like these old guys came up and were
Martin.
like, yeah, they were like interrogating you. Like, how do I know you? And you're like, dude.
I don't know. You tell me, man. Where are you seeing me?
It's like that.
What am I?
It was like that episode of SpongeBob where the old guy's like, I saw you on the television last night. And it was like a box of kelp flakes, like the cereal. It was a yellow box. Anyway, he thought he was SpongeBob. Does this sound familiar?
I didn't watch that much SpongeBob.
Oh, I'm old.
I watched Ninja Turtles.
SpongeBob was after my time, even though it came out in 1998.
So my little nephew came to hang out on Sunday, and I put on I was watching Disney Channel, Disney Plus, Spider-Man and Friends, and my sister goes, "Oh, awesome! You put on a cartoon for your nephew," and I'm like, "Yes, for him, yes,
yes, for my nephew."
It was for him. Watch as I sit down and watch this with him, little buddy. So yeah, that was the quick side note about I watch cartoons. I don't care. But yeah, I'm excited to get recognized. The Johnny Fan Club at the gym is Kid Care Moms, and the Johnny Fan Club at FanX is R.R. Martin looking dudes.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I'll take it. You know, a fan's a fan.
I guess. Any final, not final, but like you said you were going to buy art. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to get at FanX.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They have awesome lightsabers, like stuff that you and me can finally enjoy, right? Because that first one, I'm glad we did it. I will never not say I'm glad we got a booth. I love that we got a booth. I love that we have all the swag. We tripled our viewership, right? Yeah. Tripled.
Oh, no. It was time.
300%.
Yeah, we went from 100 to 500.
Yeah, so we grew a lot, which we appreciate. But I really, I want to have fun. I want to... And they have, like, random people that sell things you get at Amazon, but it's something about supporting them, meeting them, that means more.
Yeah, I agree. Kyber Light's there, who the company I work for did the financing on the company.
Those were... Remember, we went ham. Like, that girl was abusing me with that lightsaber. It did not break.
Yeah.
No, so it's worth it, because I've been needing one for my collections.
Yeah. I know. I don't have a hardcore lightsaber, so I want to get one. But I don't know if this will be the trip or not. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, it's something about being... Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Like I said, I've had a long day. Something about being home. Like, you're able to... It's not hard. We're not going to San Diego. We're not flying out in San Diego, right?
Right.
It's local, so it's easier to spend to bring it home. It's not like I can only buy a little thing that fits in my luggage, right?
Right, we can buy as much as we want. It's like SpongeBob going to that jellyfish convention. That'll be us.
You know, and also, too, they have really cool, like, there's the most random stuff. There's, like, these people that just sell Legos, right? The little figurines.
Yeah.
A ton of them. And they're not in package. They're just, loose bags, right? Because they're not... But they're fun to have because Legos are easy. They're not expensive. So you don't need to have a big budget. That's all I'm saying. You don't need a big budget to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you happen to see some very big bicep nerds walking around giving out swag, it's us.
Yeah, if it looked like they skipped leg day, it was definitely us.
Yeah, and if it looks like they belong but they don't belong because they're very needy, it's also us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it looks like there's a videographer that's forced to be there, it's also us.
Exactly.
But we're stoked. I mean, I one of the best weekends, I think, honestly, all summer was Ren Fair. It was just a fun weekend.
Yeah, it was good. I liked, I'm trying to think, final thoughts. I liked seeing so many people dressed up. That was crazy to me because it wasn't that dressed up the 2 years before, I thought.
And it wasn't that many, like, random ones. Because it's Ren Fair, you can dress up anything other than sci-fi. I heard sci-fi is the only taboo. Like, we had, Greek mythology. We had Chris was Thor last year, right? So you can do anything you want. There was some guy in, like, a dinosaur outfit, a dragon outfit, roaming around.
Oh, yeah, he wanted people to pet him. That was one of the weird parts. He kept going up to people and asking for pets.
Wanted to, or you got to pet him. It depends on what time it was.
Clearly, I should have kept a better eye on Johnny during the thing.
Yeah, you were worried I was going to talk to all the elven-eared maidens, but no, dude, dragon. Let me pet him. I want to pet him.
A lot of people had bearded dragons chilling on their shoulders. Like, they brought their lizards with them.
There was, because you can bring dogs, right? There was massive dogs, big puppies, and then the little tiny puppies were dressed up in dragons. Loved it.
Yeah. I think, what was I going to say? Something about that dragon or... Anyway, yeah, no, it was just kind of comical. He wanted pets. Oh, the fairy catcher. He was
there was that
scary.
Huge guy.
Dude, he probably weighed 270 pounds, maybe more, and he was probably 6'9". This guy was massive. That might be an exaggeration.
He was a good actor, too. He's like, I'm going to catch those rats on wings.
Yeah, no, he was scary. He was very scary. He came like right by the camera shouting something. It was like so out of focus. I was running the camera at the time. Yeah, it was super out of focus. Just didn't work out very well. I'm sure he's disappointed if he sees it.
Oh, he saw it. I feel like he would be one of the guys that would come up to us. Where do I know you boys from? Huh? You got us as a fairy catcher? A fairy catcher?
You are a little fairy, aren't you, boy?
Yeah. Catch me, and I'll run away.
The Black Sparrow Fairy. The Black Fairy.
Black Sparrow, come after me. Yeah, because sadly, the only downside of cons is we're technically working, so we love to wear our swag. So we don't dress up. We dress up as podcasters, I guess.
Could you have worn Star Trek to the Ren Fair? Is that taboo?
So I remember watching The Big Bang Theory, and you can't. I just remember someone telling me, I think it was like a few weeks ago, that's the only thing that it's like, because it's sci-fi, not fantasy.
Right.
But I mean, you can wear whatever you want. It's welcoming.
I was just thinking like, we're time travelers going back to the olden days kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah,
it's there was actually a lot of Star Trek, not Star Wars, Jay, Star Trek episodes where they land in a planet where they're in the Renaissance Fair time. So you could do that. You're just exploring a different planet, and you end up in the Renaissance Fair.
That was kind of my thought. Yeah, like you could get away with Star Trek being Spock, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, you could be fantasy. Sci-fi. It's you just don't run around with like a freaking alien outfit.
Yeah. Oh, you could.
I mean, why not? It's the best thing about nerds is so my coworkers, my friends, the other trainers went later that night, and they were dressed up as Vikings, and they made so many random Viking friends. Like, here's some mead for you. Like, they were just so stoked and happy to like find their kin. So that's what I'm saying. No matter what you do, you're gonna find somebody.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's someone there for everyone. It's one of the most welcoming crowds in the world. One of the most inclusive crowds in the world. You can do whatever you want, be whatever you want. Like, they don't care. They'll welcome you. I tell
people in any convention, if you're waiting in line, you can shout out any fandom and someone will talk to you about it.
Yeah, it's unreal. You're 100% spot on. That's probably the best part about these conventions and these fairs is that it's for everyone.
Shared passion.
Yeah, it doesn't matter your race, your height, your weight, your
hair color, anything.
Yeah, your attractiveness, like none of it matters.
Your ears, how pointy your ears are. The pointier the better in that book.
Yeah, you like how long it took me to name characteristics of a person. You can tell that you and I are just so tired.
We did. I just kept watching a lot of Community, and I'm like, human beings. Okay, we're not the Greendale Blacks. We're not the Greendale Whites. We're the human beings, Jay.
Yeah, we're the Renaissance human beings.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And it's one of these things. I had to explain to people what the Ren Fair was, which was shocking to me, because I figured everyone knows what a Renaissance Fair is. It's medieval times, but it's really not that known though. So if we got to share with someone, if we made you interested in going, because guess where we're going to be next August? At the Ren Fair.
Yeah, absolutely. Any final things as we wrap up the podcast, Johnny? The cast this week?
No, we had a great time. Thank you to everybody who talked to us. We're going to talk to you again and more. We had a great time. I'm super glad you were able to come this time.
Yeah, me too.
The schedule's aligned.
It was a good experience. We'll for sure be doing it next year. Hoping for 30,000 people. 30,
40. We're hoping to be more. No booth for us, but we're hoping to to run into like 12 other people and be like, oh, hello, nerds, we're back again. Yes, we're back.
Yes,
Here's some
again,
archers.
Of course.
The archery guy remembered you.
Oh, I think he did.
Yeah, because there was this archery little thing where you pay $1 if you brought your own arrows, or $1 for arrows. Really cool. And the vendor there was like, "Oh yeah, you guys are from Evermore." We're like, "Yes, we are. Yes."
And then I shot my bow and got an arrow to stick. So there you go. All my hard work is paid off.
I am the Black Sparrow, but you are the true archer, my friend.
The true archer. That's a good name. True archer.
You are the true archer. You really are. I had no idea. Your awesome wife Liza was like explaining to me how far back I need to have the bow, and I was like, "What? This doesn't work. I'm not that strong." And you're like, "No, do this and this." I'm like, it's not as easy as they make it look in Hollywood.
No. It's definitely not. They have very goofy prop bows in Hollywood. So, how Hollywood does it is absolutely ridiculous.
Passe. Yeah, I'm undecided if what kind of class Black Sparrow is. Is he an archer? Is he a fighter? He's just an all-around man.
Maybe he's a bard.
Maybe he's a bard. Hello. Now, bards suck. The Rick and Morty cartoons. They made their own D&D comic book, and all it is Rick bragging on bards. The first issue, because in the original D&D 3E, I think it's called, show from like the 80s, 70s, they were just a trash class. They were hard to get, and they were too overpowered once you got them, and it was hard. Anyways, it didn't make sense. So he was just ragging on. I was like, no grandson of mine will be a bard.
The grandson of mine will be a bard.
no, grandson of mine's going to be a bard. And with more burping and more like, Morty out there, and then profanity.
Oh, so it was Rick talking? It wasn't?
More Morty.
It was Rick talking? Is that right?
Yeah. It was Rick complaining about, the whole premise is D&D's big. Morty wants to play to impress a girl, and he wanted to make a class, and he's like, I want to be a bard. And Rick goes off about bards and made him be a rogue. But like, no grandson of mine's going to be a bard.
I dig it.
But it's really cool. Knights, watch the video, and if you have no one to go with, guess what? You have us. Come meet. I ran into someone. He's like, "Can I hang out with you guys on Saturday?" I was like, "Please come walk with us. There's nothing better than walking together and nerding out." So nerds, if you have no one to go with, find us and come hang out anywhere we're at.
Yeah. The invitation is always open. We will see you at FanX. The invitation is there to walk around with us and do skits with us, whatever you want to do.
And Evermore, we love park interactions,
Yeah.
Prop us up, though. Our only requirement is to be like, those guys are really cool. Like, we need a lot of self propping up because we don't get it in real life.
Yeah, talk us up around the water cooler.
Yeah. Tell us how cool we are. That's our only requirement. And even that's not really a requirement. It's just me and Jay will say it. Just agree. Like, yes, nerds are cool. Yes.
Exactly. All right, Knights, what are you excited for? Let us know in the comments below. Is it FanX? Is it Evermore Park come winter? Let us know.
Fall.
Well, I was thinking the Christmas show they do.
And the Halloween. That's my go-to one.
Okay, and the Halloween. And Knights, we will see you on the Flippity Flop.
Flippity Flip.